Is the Formula Racing League Race of Champions tonight. So, quick one of those. Cheers, everybody. Fabulous. Well, obviously I've just come out of a casino. No, Race of Champions. How exciting is this going to be this evening? We've got 18 individuals who are all champions in their own right within FRL. Battling it out this evening at SUZUKA, and if you are eagle-eyed, which I'm sure you are, you will also see that they are all in the Lexus. So it really is the best of the best. And I thought, I can't sit here this evening with an FRL t-shirt on. We've got to go the whole hog, which is what we have done. So let's just double check that everything's coming through on the stream. 1 second, chaps. And we'll do that. And this evening, obviously, we're going to have a chat with someone who is pretty important, I think, and does befit this great occasion. We do have that on there. I'll just make sure the sound is off. Okay. Pony feeder, looking slick. Hutch can hear me. Good. So we're on. We're all on. Okay, guys. Tonight, I'm going to pull someone out of practice, as I always do. We have to have a chat with him. He is the man. He is Mr. FRL. James Williams, please join us.
Good evening. You're looking very smart this evening.
Well, James, I thought to myself, you know, this is an absolutely, it's a crazy event. It's all the champions, and I can't just sit here in a t-shirt tonight. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to see if this still fits me, and it probably doesn't. But hey, I think it will have the right effect for everybody watching. We are professional, and it does look pretty good. There we go.
My only question is, what have you got on the waist down? Because I know when I'm on Teams calls, it's generally boggers.
No, a mankini, probably. Obviously, I've got trousers and shoes on. I polished them earlier, but I'm not going to show you that because the camera won't move and I can't sit up because I'm stuck in this position for the next hour and a half. I think everyone is quite happy with that in the chat, which is good. James, thank you for joining us. I know, well, I would say you guys haven't had long to practice, but I think it's been, well, nearly 25 hours, so you should know the track pretty well now.
Yeah, it's. I managed to jump on a bit at lunchtime to do a couple of hours. Obviously, work dependent, but yeah, I managed to do a couple of laps. And some of these guys' times that have been putting in already is absolutely insane.
Yeah, the chat's absolutely blown up, hasn't it, since we did that reveal yesterday. You know, in terms of, on my word, setups, how we got to do this, you know, and this is what I love about this, because it's going to test all of you massively. Which you guys might not enjoy, but I certainly will watching it, and everyone else that's watching too.
The only thing I worry about you is looking at the liveries. How are you going to pick us out?
Don't worry about that. Everyone's been saying that. Oh, it's fine. Don't worry. I've got that covered. I will just make it up as I go along, as always, and hopefully it will sound good. So we've got 9 in watching at the moment, James. So let's just give them a quick cheers, guys. Race of Champions. Yeah, it's all good.
Thank you all for watching.
Indeed. And hopefully these guys are going to give you all a great treat tonight. James, do you just want to maybe say a few words about how we've got to this stage? I know we talk about this quite a lot, but how we've got to this stage and where you see this race happening next year. Probably 6 tiers, no doubt.
Well, that'll be a lovely thing. But in terms of how we've got to this stage, so we started out in that dirty little world that's called F1, and then decided that ACC was the way forward, and I think that's been probably one of the best decisions we ever made. We started off with just 1 tier of GT3 Sunday riders on a Sunday night at 10 o'clock, and we ventured into the late night racing world. We wanted to do something a bit different to what our competitors were doing, and offer the dads some chance of racing. Obviously, being a dad yourself, you know that
you need a release.
Yeah, and the kids don't go to bed till certain times, so you have to try and get your racing fix. And there's not a lot of service that did that. So we started out with Sunday, then went to a Thursday as well on the GT4s, and then the Mixed Monday was created. And then since we've had Taco Tuesday, I think FRL has absolutely exploded. Yeah. And the number of seasons which we've managed to accumulate over the past 8 months has been absolutely insane, and commitment for the drivers turning up week in, week out, checking in on time, and rocking up sometimes with 10 hours practice, sometimes with 20 minutes practice, but every single one of them puts in a performance.
I would like to add there, James, as well. I mean, it's probably sometimes a bone of contention in a lot of households, but I think we also have to thank the partners for their support, because if they weren't so annoying, potentially, we wouldn't do as much racing, would we? So that's all credit to them, I suppose.
Well, I had an interesting conversation with my wife about an hour ago. I said, "Oh, are you going to tune in tonight?" And she said, "I don't care how many races you win. I don't care what you're competing in. I will never, ever, ever watch one of your races." I said, "What, you're never going to watch me show my talents off?" She said, "What talents?"
Wow.
I agreed.
Yeah. Cheers, babe. I'll go back to my shed. Yeah, nice. Okay. Wow. I think you summed that up perfectly there on how that's developed, James. You know, we're all very lucky to be involved with this, but we all chip in, and that's what makes it so good. The live chat is absolutely blowing up at the moment. I haven't looked at it yet, but no doubt everyone's saying, "Why is there a penguin doing comms tonight?" Sorry, guys, I just felt it was needed, and no doubt they've been listening into your wise words there. So I'm going to let you get back to practice, because obviously I want to have a little chat about all these guys that are in the race this evening and why they're in here, why they deserve to be here, and then hopefully that will take us in towards qualifying, and you lot can get sweaty.
Yeah, let's get it on.
Good. Okay, mate. Right, best of luck. Are we going to crown you the champ of champs? I don't know. We'll see.
I'm aiming for top 10.
Good. Top 10 is not too shabby with this field at all.
No.
Good. Okay, mate. All right, best of luck. Thank you for joining us. Thanks for taking time out of free practice. Go do what you need to.
Okay. Cheers, mate. Good luck.
All right. Thanks, James. See you later.
Bye.
Well, there you go. You've just heard it from the horse's mouth himself. He said, "Nay, nay, nay." Didn't quite understand that because I don't speak horse, but yeah, James gave a very good overview there of what started out as some chaps having a bit of fun in a league, and it has just snowballed to the extent that we now have this event this evening, the Formula Racing League Race of Champions. So let me have a look in the live chat, because there's 500 messages in there. Just 1 second. I hope no one's abusing me too badly. Alright, okay, that's good. Chris likes that. Okay, good. Keno's in. Hello, Keno. Glad you're watching. Will Freeman. Hello, mate. Hutch. Yeah. Gamer Dad. Okay, everyone. Well, everyone seems pretty happy. There's not too many swear words in the chat, although Dow's not in there. I know Dally's in there. I don't know if I need to read that or not. Hold on. Okay, everyone's being quite nice to me. I might wear this all the time. Doubt it. Right, anyway, so let's have a chat about what is actually happening this evening. So, we're at SUZUKA. As you know, we're in the Lexus. Everybody's in the Lexus. And when we did the car reveal, everybody was like, "Oh, really excited about the car." But then they're all, "Oh, how are you gonna keep track of who's where and all these things?" I get that; it is a concern. However, from my point of view, it's quite simple. In first place is a Lexus. Second place, we have a Lexus, and in third place, we have a Lexus. And that's your comms for the evening. It's an easy one. It'll be fine. Race format for this evening. We are in free practice. We've got just over 20 minutes left of free practice. The format I normally follow in the other comms that we do will be to do a full track guide. Obviously, we will do that in qualifying with one of our faster drivers. Oh, they're all fast drivers, aren't they? So we can pick anyone for that. Let's get back out on track. Let's see DeWill. Look at that beautiful livery, DeWill. How did you come up with that? Yeah, we've had a chat with James. I will run through everybody that is taking part this evening and why they're taking part, just to showcase them a little bit. Anyone that's involved in this race deserves to be. You put in a lot of hard work, a lot of effort, and obviously this evening you get to go for it. And also, more importantly, guys and girls, this race has a monetary prize. Yeah, so whoever takes the victory, not only do they get bragging rights, not only do they get to dine out on that probably the next week, they win a cash prize for first, second and third place. So first is £35, second is a tenner, and third place is a bluey. But again, it's all It's all appreciation, and we're able to do that. Let's not forget, we're able to do this because of all of you people out there that support us through Patreon. I know we say it all the time, but it makes such a huge difference to what we're doing here in terms of the amount of servers, the amount of leagues we can run, the different times we can run. It gives you guys access to your perks, setups, reserving your numbers. We know how superstitious you all are. Making sure you get to reserve that seat in your preferred series, loads of things. So a big thank you to everybody that does get involved in the Patreon. We do really appreciate it. And if you're not involved, let's see what you want to do. So yeah, that's where we're at with those things. So shall we have a quick chat about who is racing tonight? Okay, we are down to have 18 in. At the moment we've only got 17, so we will obviously find out who is currently missing. Just so you know, Michael Races is currently setting the quickest time in free practice in the Lexus with a 2-minute 1.440, closely followed by his best mate, IR Graham. I think those two should get married, actually. They've been together that much in tacos and GT3 Sundays. So yeah, we've got Michael in. So obviously Michael was crowned champion yesterday with a great effort in the British GT3 Sunday Championship. Lely's in. He's multiple champion within GT3 Sundays. Dinder Mufflin is in. He's a champion in mixed Mondays. IR Graham is also a champion in the mixed Mondays, according to this. And I would say tacos. Krishna's in. He's champion in mixed Mondays. DeWill, mixed Mondays and tacos. Essa, great to see Essa back. Haven't seen Essa for a long time, since I originally started in tacos, so good to see him back. Chica, obviously, Chica's a regular. We all know who Chica is. He was unlucky last night, actually. Got caught up in some incidents in race 2. Again, if you haven't seen that, go and have a look on my channel. It's all on there. Gamer Dad, obviously the nighttime owl. Did you know what, actually? I just want to say this. I was having a chat with Timmy earlier on today. For those that do know, Timmy's my teammate who's moved out to Abu Dhabi, and he was like, well, I don't think Gamer Dad should be a 4-time champion because he picks all these races at night time which weren't serious to start with. And I was like, hold on a minute, hold on. No one else is racing at that time of night. So of course he's going to win those championships. But seriously, obviously there are some good drivers in there now in terms of people that are in other parts of the world. So Gamer Dad's had to earn that as well. So he'll be looking to do well this evening. Crazies has won 1 million championships and got 500,000 podiums within FRL, as we know from the FRL cast a couple of weeks ago. Cheese Monkey, I remember watching him in his first race in the GT4s, actually, in the Ginetta, and he did really well and obviously just pushed on that season and won that championship, so well done to him. James Williams, GT4, I think I was Tier 2 winner, or maybe Tier 1, I think Tier 2, but again, beat off a lot of competition to take that championship, so well done to you, James. JR Lock and Load. I'm glad we've got the original name on there, Lock and Load, in the 212 Lexus, not Bentley today. Lock and Load did really well in a GT3 Sunday season. Him, Keddy, and Lely, they had a beautiful season together, of which JR came out victorious in that one. So he's back this evening. Great to see him in. TDK Drifter, GT4. He's an absolute monster in GT4s. So we'll see how he gets on this evening. I did watch him in a GT3 run in Tacos a couple of weeks ago, and he wasn't slow. So he will be competitive. Will Friedman, of course, GT4 champion. Will's an ever-present. He likes to make sure he only caps his practice to 20 minutes before a race. Shows his skill level. Gio's in. I think Gio won a championship. I think he won Tier 2 yesterday, I do believe. So Gio, welcome into this race, buddy. I'm hoping you do well as a fellow commentator. I'm sure you'd rather be in the race than sitting here talking about it. And then we've got the Dark Horror is also in, and Dark Horror tacos and GT4s very, very quick. As you can see, he's currently 3rd there in free practice with his time. And last but not least, I am Slow, who isn't slow, as we know, the controller. So he's due to be in as well. I think if he wins this race, someone's going to buy him a steering wheel. I'm not 100% sure. I'm sure James will clear that one up. But yeah, there's your runners. There are your champions for this evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's not going to disappoint. No chance. Lock and load there. Oh, that's a nice livery as well. There will be a theme to this. Everyone's going to look exactly the same, so thankfully I've got my glasses on. I'll be able to actually see who's where on the timing screens as we watch him. Let's get on board with Lock and Load. Let's see how he's finding Suzuka. Iconic track, you know, offers a bit of everything. We've got, you know, we've got the snakes, you've got all the curves, the S's there, you've got the Degners, obviously we're Degner 1 now, coming up to Degner 2, you've got I-30R, we've got everything on this track, and it's obviously not a particularly wide track, so it will call for bravery this evening. How much bravery? Yeah. Do we have foolhardiness because of the race? How much testosterone is going to be pumping out with everybody today? I don't know. I don't know. I personally feel there's probably going to be more contact in this race, not through people driving badly, more through sheer determination than anything else than we normally get. But I may be proved wrong. So just give me 1 second. Let's have another look at the live chat. Let's get you all involved. Can I get Del? Oh, Lely can't race. Oh, that's such a shame. I forgot about that. Yeah, Lely. So Lely raced yesterday, and Lenny's obviously been putting a lot of time in. He was due for this race today, and then he's also, I think he's also got another sort of championship finale race which he could win in another league, which I'm not sure legally he's allowed to do that, but yeah, he can't be with us tonight, which is a shame. So we'll have 17 runners. Thanks for pointing that out. Wow. There you go. Again, no swearing in the live chat, which is fantastic to know. So 18 of you are currently watching. I'm expecting at least another 600. I mean, we're nearly 700 members, aren't we? Why isn't everybody not watching the Race of Champions? So we'll see how that gets on. So we've got 12 minutes left on free practice. Let's come away from that for 1 second. So again, so we know what the prizes are for this evening. We know who is racing and what championships they have won. I haven't, normally what I do is I sit in free practice and I watch everybody and I spend a bit of time on everyone, see who's looking stable in their car, who's looking quick, who's having a hard time. But given the fact that these boys have had nearly 25 hours to get prepared for this, they should all be pretty good. And in the chat, everyone seemed fairly confident. Now, this was something I was interested to see. Obviously, JR hasn't been with us for a while, since winning that GT3 Sunday, has obviously moved back, pretty much exclusively over to PC. And why wouldn't he? He's trying to build that, which is great. I wanted to see how he stacks up this evening with the Taco boys, because GT3 Sundays and the Taco Tuesdays, those two are such a high standard, and I want to see how the top guys in those two perform against each other. But you've also got to think, if people are sort of one make wonders, yeah, let's just say that they only drive one particular car. If they didn't have 24 hours to practice, they might actually struggle a little bit in this one. But then you've got other individuals in there, like DeWill, Drifter, Will, Krishna, Cheese Monkey, I Am Slow, definitely Gamer Dad. There's a lot of other drivers in there who always change car every season, so they're going to be more adept to feeling out the little intricacies of a new car and maybe adapting to that a little bit quicker than someone who might just stay in one car forever. I'm not saying who that may be. We all race regularly and we all watch regularly, so we know who likes certain cars. But yeah, so JR's currently trying to punch in a quicker lap than Michael. 10 minutes left of free practice. We have a 60-minute race. One mandatory stop. We must take tyres during this stop. That is non-negotiable. Fuel, on the other hand, that's up to you. Okay, so how's that going to play into a strategy? Are we going to go for a short run to start with? Are we going to go light on fuel? Are we going to go full tank of fuel and just do a tyre change whenever we feel that's appropriate? People are going to have to be a little bit nimble in terms of their strategy, because obviously there is nobody slow, and nobody slow at all in this grid. So if an opportunity presents itself, they're going to have to be able to move quickly on that. Or similarly, if things aren't going quite right, what can they do to change that up? Do they need to get into free air? Is the balance not quite right? All these different things that will affect them. In terms of the track, obviously it's fast at the moment, so we will be getting quicker times. Nice bit of sunshine at the moment, 26 degrees ambient and 33 on track, so I do believe that the track will probably be absolutely spot on to deliver the racing, to make sure we've got absolute optimal conditions for these warriors to get out there and just do battle for an hour. I can't wait. In the live chat, I'd like to ask everybody, who's your money on? Who do you think is going to prevail this evening? Or give me a top three. I'd always be keen to know that. Look, there's two the same Lexus. Oh, how am I going to know? I'm saying this now, I'll probably absolutely mess it up though. DeWill's having a go. Let's have a look at Drifter. Let's see. There you go. He's my favourite already. He's got a different... I know who he is. He's got a different livery on. Yeah, Mark, just to clear that up, so this evening James said to me if I didn't do this race on the FRL channel, obviously I do all the others on my channel, he was going to send some boys round to the house and do me over, I think was the connotation. No, so I can't not do this one on the FRL. Obviously it will be posted on the COMMS by COOPS in a day or so, that's a given, but yeah, we're sat here this evening. There will be more people that this pings out to. Obviously it's a bigger channel, which is great. The more people we can get to watch this, hopefully it will be an exhibition as good as last night. In the two races we had yesterday, it was absolutely crazy, and I mean crazy. I was working so hard yesterday to keep up with everything. I obviously needed to lie down afterwards, so yeah, I'm sure it'll be totally fine, guys. Hey Graham, how you doing? Graham's in. The car's terrible to drive. Graham, you'll be fine. You will be fine, mate. Currently 6th fastest time. Okay, so let's have a look at these splits so far. We've got 6.5 minutes-ish left of free practice for these guys to keep going. So we've got 1, 2, so 4 tenths, so 6. So basically your top 10, remember we've got 17 runners. Currently your top 9 at the moment, yeah, so almost into the top 10, are all separated by less than a second, which is, I would say, expected and impressive. So come on, Cheese Monkey, I Am Slow, Gamer Dad, Chico Williams, Gio and Dinder Mufflin, pull your finger out. We want everybody. I'd love to see this grid after qualifying all within a second of each other. How epic would that be? All of them. That's what I'm going for. As Drifter, he continues putting those laps in. These guys can make final preps. I don't think there's going to be too many changes that will actually go on, to be fair, because they've had a lot of time to practice all those bits. So I think they're probably set, and now it's just a case of maybe trying a long fuel run potentially, just making sure they're getting some laps under their belt so that they're comfortable. Let's look at Gamer Dad. Of course he has. Look at those wheels, pink. Gamer Dad knows that's the way that I'm going to spot him this evening. Yeah, so we've got a few people popping some predictions in there. So Traction, oh, by the way, Traction, hello mate, thank you for joining us this evening, it's great you're in. There is no COOPS competition tonight, so you're not winning anything, okay? This is all about these boys this evening, okay, not Google. Traction thinks that his money's on Michael because he's got the momentum, and Michael does have momentum at the moment. I think he's won the last 4 or 5 races across the leagues that he's competing in, so he is in a good place. And I think Michael, he has a brilliant pre-race routine, which I can't tell you because YouTube will probably ban FRL, which we don't want. But let's just say, I think his car ends up lighter. That's all I'm going to say on that, really. You use your brains and figure that one out for yourself. But Michael is out on track. Let's have a look at him, actually, whilst we're talking about him. The top hat. Neil, no, I can't wear a top hat. I'm not at a wedding. This is just, you know, I've just... Look, okay, cheers, boys. Let's have a little one. I could only have one, though. Well, I'm not driving later, but... Oh, beautiful. As obviously Michael's going to pull that over. So currently, Michael's setting the pace. Crazy's, yeah, as you would expect, Crazy's in the number 34 Lexus. He's currently 10th and a half down. Then we've got Lock and Load in the 212 Lexus. He's almost 2/10 back. Krishna, great to see him in the 15 Lexus. I'm not going to say Lexus every time. DeWill, number 71. He's 4/10 off the pace. Graham's 4.5 off the pace. Then Drift Out, we've got 3/4 of a second with Will. Those two are really close together. And then Essa, again, I haven't seen Essa for a long time. It's good that he's in here. Michael, the dark horror, is currently 10th quickest, so 8/10 off the pace. And then we've got a gap. So that's where we've got a split at the moment to Cheese Monkeys 1.6, I Am Slow also 1.6, Gamer Dad 1.8, Chica nearly 3 seconds off the pace at the moment in the 55, so that's got to be a concern. James, remember we spoke to him earlier on, top of the show, he said he's looking for a top 10 finish. Let's see if he can make that happen, but currently 3 seconds off the pace, which is a lot, actually. Gio's in there, nearly 4 seconds off the pace in the 139, and then Dinder Mufflin is currently propping up everybody else at the moment. But we've got time. People could make some changes now. Obviously, we've got our 15-minute qualifying session as well. Who knows? People might be sandbagging. It has been done before. It is known to be done. So JR comes out. Maybe he's doing another quick... Maybe wants to get another lap or two in. That would be sensible. Cheese Monkey's out. Let's have a look at James. James isn't our featured driver. We don't have one today. They're all our featured drivers today. But we did have a chat with him earlier on. Thank you. Check. Just send a check tomorrow. That's no problem. No problem at all. Rashid's in. Hello, Rashid. Haven't seen you in a long time, mate. I know you tried to get into the race last night. There wasn't enough room, I don't think, but good to see you. And he's obviously supporting JR. Those two were teammates back in GT3 Sundays a few months ago, before Christmas, actually. So good to see you in, mate. And who we got there? So Evan and I are all supporting JR as well. So and there seems to be a bit of a Michael and JR split at the moment. I support everyone, especially the people that win. That's what I'm doing, because hopefully they're going to give me a cut of their prize for making them famous tonight. So 1 minute left of free practice. I hope you are all ready. I am ready. We're almost going to be in qualifying. Low fuel runs. These guys are going to be absolutely smashing it out. We will do a lap guide when we get into qualifying, and we'll probably have a look at a couple of guys actually and just see if there are any differences that we can spot in how those cars are handling, what sort of lines they're taking there. James goes absolutely flying through I-30R there into Casio Triangle. How's he getting on through there? That's okay. I tell you what, I love the names as well on this track. Whoever made the names up for this track, they obviously were having a good brain day. Yeah, Evan, do you know what? I didn't even do that. That is brilliant. But I can't do it on this channel, but I'm going to, because you said it and I didn't. So Evan's saying that I should be saying something like, the name's COOPS. COMMS by COOPS. Yeah, I did say to the missus earlier, do you think I look like James Bond? She went, no, you look like an idiot wearing shorts with the top half of a tux on. She's probably right, potentially, but we don't want to spoil that, do we? It's all good, guys. I thought I'd just get involved properly. It's a momentous occasion. It marks the end of a long period of time that we've all been racing, all getting to know each other. You know, I think people can call people friends in the groups. You race that much together across different nights, and yeah, before the update, this is the big one, isn't it? So we're in the wait time at the moment. I'm going to stop talking about that sort of stuff because I will get emotional, and if I cry, you won't see, but all the makeup I put on for tonight will run as well. So we don't want to see that, do we? Michael's banged in. That's a good time there. Crazies. Lock and Load and Krishna. So, those that are just joining us, welcome. We are coming to the end of free practice, and you can see everyone's in the Lexus. We did the reveal yesterday. We've ran through. We had a great chat with James earlier on, who was obviously just gushing about how great FRL is and where it's got to. Don't blame him. And yeah, we're just about to get into qualifying. We have a 15-minute session if you're just joining us, then an hour's race with one mandatory stop. Tyres must be changed. Fuel is optional, so that does open the door to some strategy changes and cleverness. We'll see how that pans out. And obviously we do have cash prizes for this evening. So first place will get £35. Second we'll get 10, third we'll get 5. So here we go into practice. So who is out first? Practice, qualifying, who's out first? Let's have a look, shall we? Oh, it's a Lexus, and then a Lexus, and then do you know what? I'm surprised my Alexa hasn't actually come on yet. I keep saying Alexis. Do you know what? That's a very good comment, actually. Just whilst we're watching these guys come round and get things warmed up. Obviously, there's some good comments in the live chat there, but Decory McGowan's put in there, can we do a tribute race for Hubbards, please? Maybe we can. Maybe that's something we can discuss. Bruges. Hello, Bruges. Glad you're with us, mate, as well. Okay, so we are obviously on the run. Everyone's going around now. They're warming those tyres up nicely. I wouldn't be that close, boys. I mean, even they're trying to confuse me, or you don't want to be up the chuff for someone at this stage. You need some space for qualifying. I know you're all quick. So, let's go on board with Graham. Graham has a penchant for getting out very quickly in qualifying. He always likes to be first out the bag. I think he likes to get a banker lap in and then obviously have a look and see how that works. So let's go on board with Graham then. Let's have a listen to that Lexus. Into Casio Triangle. Hard on the brakes, down to first. Take as much curb as you can on the right hand side and on the left. It's really important to get a good run out of there as we go through the last curve onto the start finish straight. We can see the inputs that are going on the bottom right hand of the screen there, so we can look at his throttle inputs, we can look at his braking, see how much he's trailing or if he's jabbing. Anyway, into the first curve, down probably to third gear eventually, and then into Snake. All about balance through here. A little bit of a snap on in there. Early change up there, so we just holding that back end a little bit more there as we go through up towards Dunlop. So we've got to wait a little bit here, and then as soon as you apex out and you get wide enough, you've got to get on the power. We get a nice quick run down to Degner 1, look for the board on the left hand side, on the brakes, down a gear, chuck her in, don't invalidate, which he has done, into Degner 2. That is unlucky, Graham. You're going to have to go on that one again. So we don't need to stick on that at the moment because that lap is invalid. So let's have a look. Where else do we have someone? 34. Crazies. Let's have a look at Crazy, see what he's up to. Through the hairpin. Again, fantastic names. The hairpin. And then this long right-hander of 200R. Yeah, you just got to keep the power down. You don't really have to balance it too much. Just make sure you get your line right through there and into spoon curve, which is a difficult one. You've got to obviously make sure you're taking the right amount of momentum in there, down into second, get it tucked in, apex, power goes on, and now we've got the run down the back stretch. Again, great name. Up towards 130R, and what's he going to do? He's going to drop it a gear. Is he going to be brave? Is he going to go flat out? Let's wait and listen. Drops it down a gear. I think he's got more in there as we get into Casio triangle. Nice line through there. Takes enough curb off the power and start to squeeze her on now. That car's a little bit all over the shop for crazies at the moment. So again, you're seeing just how important it is in terms. What's going on here? That's all right. In terms of getting the balance of the car right there as you're coming through. So let's come off there. So who has set times at the moment? So Will Friedman's popped to 201.9, just in there, and then Cheese Monkey's popped in as well. DeWill Crazy said Crazy did put a time in at the moment. Thank you, 22 watchers currently. I'm sure these boys are going to treat you to an excellent race this evening, and hopefully I do them justice in terms of the commentary and keeping everyone up to date. They are all Lexuses, so actually we should do a group. Let's do a group exercise. Let's all close our eyes. Yeah, you don't even need to watch the race, and I'll just talk about it, and then you won't know if I'm right or wrong, will you? Right. So Michael's just popped in a 2 minutes point 8. That's a good effort from him. Who's coming round on there? Right, let's go. Let's see what Gamer Dad's up to as he's coming round. Final curve now. Let's see what kind of lap time he can pop in there. Right, so Gamer Dad goes currently 7th, 1.4 off the pace from Michael. Michael's still out there. Let's have a look at him. He's a 10th and a half up on his previous time as he's coming through Dunlop. Let's see how he goes through Degner 1 and 2. 50 board on the brakes, so he goes down to 3rd. We did see Graham earlier on try and do that in 4, so Michael's picked up a nearly 4 tenths on his previous lap as he comes into hairpin on the brakes. Keep it wide. It's quite you can do quite a wide entry onto this one. There's not one line through that hairpin, which will bode well in terms of racing and potential overtakes. Through 200R into spoon curve, down into 3rd. You just listen to how that car is at the moment. Doesn't seem dramatic. Everything seems nice and calm. And let's see how he takes the quick one. Just a slight back off there. So he's 3 tenths up at the moment. It's good going, Michael. 4 tenths up. Is he going to get on that power nice and early? Yeah, that wasn't a smooth delivery of power. That was a confident plant, wasn't it? Really. 3.5 tenths up at the moment. So Michael improves his lap time there to do a 2 minutes point 5. So let's change that view. Who's going to do the challenge? So, Graham, I have said this before, these two have been pretty much best buddies over the last couple of championships. And again, they are currently 1 and 2. Graham said in the live chat earlier on this evening that the car was handling terribly. Doesn't seem that bad at the moment. Krishna's currently in 3rd. That's a great effort from him. Drifter, again, he always impresses me. He's currently in 4th in the 111 Lexus. DeWill 5th, Friedman in 6th. Those two are pretty close, separated by 10th. Cheese Monkey is currently 7th, and then Gamer Dad's in the pits 8th. I Am Slow. Remember, guys, if you haven't watched this before, I Am Slow. He uses a controller, one of these, and that's how he drives. So well done to him for being in it. Regardless, actually, Chica's in 10th at the moment. Let's get on board with Graham. See how he's getting on. No, let's not. Gio. Let's have a look at Gio. Gio was obviously a late entry in this evening. Did fantastically well yesterday to become victorious in Tier 2 on the British GT3 Short Sprint Series. Obviously, you will be used to hearing Gio's voice as well. Excuse me. as he's pretty epic on comms, I've got to say. It's good to have him on board for that. But yeah, let's see how he gets on in here. Let's go on board with him for a sec. Evening, Paul. Good to see you in, my friend. Hope you stay with us for the entire event. We've got 6 minutes left to qualifying at the moment. Let's see if Gio can improve on his lap time. He's a couple of tenths up at the moment. Gets that power down nicely. So he's running traction control on 3. Again, these are all things that I like to keep an eye on to see who's running what differently on their setups. But Gio's definitely got to improve there. Well done, mate. Didn't improve position, but did improve his time, so that's going to give him more confidence. Crazy's at the moment is way off the pace, and Lock and Load decides to, well, to turn up, doesn't he? And he puts a decent lap in there. Half a second behind, though, so 5 minutes left to go. Michael's setting the pace with a great lap. Lock and Load's half a second-ish behind him. Then Graham is 3/4 of a second behind. Krishna's a further tenth and a bit behind. Then you've got Drifter in 5th. DeWill's 6th, 1.2 off the pace. Crazy's has just stuck a lap in. Obviously, he was a couple of seconds off a few moments ago. He's now 1.2 off the pace. Essa is in 8th at the moment. Will 9th. Cheese Monkey is in 10th. Let's go on board with Chica. We haven't had a look at him yet this evening. So Chica's bucking the trend with that livery. Right, as Chica comes through Dunlop, let's see how he gets on through the Degner. So he's also running traction on 3. He's running ABS on 3. I think Gio had that on 4, and his brake bias is a lot different. Again, individuals prefer their cars to feel a handle in a certain way, and that's where you'll see those changes as we come up to hairpin. He's a tenth up at the moment. Now, I dare say it, but if Chica was in his Merc, he'd probably be a lot quicker around here. So he's losing time around 200R there. He's only sort of 20 thousandths up at the moment into Spoon. See if he can make up some time through there. Keen to keep that power on. That was good. So he made up quite a bit of time. That's going to lose him time, though. So he's starting to lose time down the back stretch. Come on, Chica. Put a good one in, mate. Mr. Gedman says it was a pleasure doing comms on watching Gio take that win yesterday. Yeah, Chris, you know what? I'm sure you are enjoying comms. So I think we had quite a good one on Saturday. Right, Chica is a tenth and a half up, but he's losing time out of there. So he didn't get a good, really great run out of Casio Triangle, really. So he improves slightly. Right, we're at the business end now. We've got 3 minutes left to qualifying. Michael is still top. Lock and Load has improved on that. So he was 5 and a bit tenths down. He's now 2.46 down. Crazy's has improved as well. He's gone up from 7th to 3rd. And then Esther's gone from 8th to 4th. Graham's dropped down to 5th currently. And then Krishna is in 6th. So your top 6 are within a second. Drifter's just outside of a second. So I'll class him in there as well. Well done, mate. DeWilt, Freeburn, Cheese Monkey, Gamer Dad. And then I Am Slow's 12, currently sat in the pitch. Chica's still trying to wow, do better than that lap, really. He needs to pull something out of the bag at the moment. Temperature's gone up by 1 degree. It's not going to make a huge difference. James is in the pits, 2.6 off the pace. Gio is in the pits, 2.7 off the pace. Dinder Mufflin is also in the pits, 3 seconds off. And Dark Horror, I believe, is on a lap. So let's see what he can do. He's currently in 17th. As he's coming through the Snake into Dunlop. So he's got traction on 4 and his ABS is on 3. Again, brake bias. All 3 of them have got a different brake bias, which you would expect. Into Degner 1 on the brakes. Yeah, so he just goes to 4th as well. So I would be in 3rd through there, to be fair. That was a big wobble. How he didn't invalidate that lap, I have no idea, but he didn't. So Mr. Race Director's obviously been quite lenient with the track limits this evening. Lost quite a bit of time through the hairpin though. On the entry, certainly. Lurchies is in there well. Hey Lurchies, hope you're well, buddy. Through Spoon. Okay, he's kept some good momentum through there, so he's picked up a 1/10.5 just through Spoon. So that shows, you know, if you're smooth through there and you manage to carry that momentum, don't let the car get too squirrely, you can make up time. As we approach 130 yard, oh, back end's gone, he's out of there. Unlucky, unlucky. That's always a risk. Always a risk when you're fighting. Let's go on board with lock and load. We've got 40 seconds left, so if there's going to be a challenge, there's a few people that can make a challenge, but the closest one will be lock and load. So I think all of us want to see that, don't we, guys? We want to see if he can challenge Michael. Michael might pop out himself and do a quicker time yet. We don't know. I don't even know if he's going to get round, which I don't actually think he will get round, to be fair. I think he's mistimed that one. Yeah, I don't think he's getting round, so I'm going to come off that. So Crazy's, he's gone into the pits in third, so he's hoping he can keep that position. Essa, he's currently in fourth place, is he? Oh, no, he's down on his time, so we've got 5. Wow, that's a long wait time. So I don't think he's going to be challenging for that pole position. Graham. Here's Graham. Oh, and I'm not going to be able to go onto that now because it's locked me out, which is totally fine. We'll just keep an eye on the timing screens instead. So currently Michael is provisional pole. Lock and load currently sat with him, and his is finished as well. So lock and load's currently sat in second place provisionally. Crazy's third. Essa in fourth. I'm interested to see what Graham can do on this lap. Quick look in the live chat. Dear. Our resident optimist. Actually, he's not our optimist, because if you watched the endurance race, the 2 hours of Kyle Army on Saturday evening, you will be aware that I jumped on board and did some comms with our very own Uvolton, which was actually really good fun. And he just kept putting himself down. I'm not the quickest, I'm not this, you know, no one loves me, I'm an orphan, and whatever it was. But now he's telling everyone that they're all lucky he's not in here, because he would easily do a sub 2 minute. Maybe they've given him some extra strong painkillers for that Achilles injury that he's got there, Chris. Right, there we go. So I don't think anyone's challenging that. So here we go. Yeah, let's do the grid. That is done, isn't it? So congratulations, Michael Races. You are pole position for the Race of Champions. Well done. You share the front row with Lock and Load. I'm looking forward to this race. Crazies and Essa are on row 2. Well done, you two. Graham and Krishna are on row 3. Drifter and DeWill 7th and 8th on row 4. Then we've got Will Friedman and Gamer Dad 9 and 10 on row 5. Cheese Monkey 11th. I Am Slow 12th. Chica 13th. Williams, our very own James, is in 14th currently. Geo's 15th. Dinder Mufflin is in 16th place, and Dark Horror Michael is 17th. Doesn't look like he managed to get a lap in, which is a shame. So obviously it's toilet break for all the guys now, isn't it? They're all gonna get a quick drink. Maybe Michael's gonna go and do another routine, I don't know. I always like to use this word in the comms. This will be epic. Let's have a look at that. So your top 6 are all within a second of each other. I think the top 2, they've got a little bit of a gap at the moment, but then Crazy's, Essa, Graham and Krishna, they're all within 2/10 of each other. Drifter's only a 10th and a bit behind as well, so that's fantastic by him. And then you've got DeWill, Friedman, Gamer Dads. So actually your top 11, I think you've got a split there. Your top 11 are all fairly close together, and then there is a little bit of a gap back to I Am Slow. I say a gap, what is that, 5/10, 5 and a bit. It's not really a big gap, is it? But it is a gap nevertheless. So let's see how this all pans out. Remember, they do have to do one mandatory stop. Tyres have to be changed, and then fuel is their option. They could decide what they want to do with that. Okay, live chat's going a bit pingy at the moment. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, lap record for Chris. Obviously. Oh my word. Timmy Blunder. Timmy, you can't... He's obviously decided he's not going to work tomorrow. It's 10 to 9, which means it's knocking on 1 o'clock out there. But great to see you, Timmy. I'm sure you're wearing your tuxedo as well. Don't know. One lap wonder. What's just gone out on... Hold on a minute. You boys are trying to be funny in the chat, aren't you? Geo says in the chat, because obviously I am like the Matrix, I have 15 different screens here, and Geo's saying, just to, I won't say the same word, just to mess with Cooper, maybe we should all crash into the first corner and do a full Senna. Do it, that's fine. That's fine, I'll go to the pub. I don't know. Yeah, best of luck, guys. All jokes aside, I'm looking forward to this one. Brilliant. Timmy's in his pants. Well, there's no change there, is there, Timmy? And he does mean pants. You know, the ones with the like the brown ones with the white Y on and stuff. And that's, you know, I mean, he's stylish. Give him that. I'll give him that. He's going to be knackered tomorrow, isn't he? But anyway. And Timmy, I know we were talking earlier on today. James has, it was like almost by magic, actually. You're back on in the Patreon. Almost like magic. Maybe you heard us. Yeah, I think just whilst we're having a little, well, a little rest at the moment. Obviously, we've got this race this evening as they all line up. Beautiful. Look at that. Lexus. That's fantastic. Don't forget, we've got the FRL cast on Wednesday. Yeah, where me, Chris, Dal, Gamer Dad, we've got a really special guest on Wednesday. We'll obviously be talking all things FRL. Good points, bad points, questions. I believe we've got some really good questions in for Wednesday. So anyone that thinks of any during this evening, please do pop those over to formularacingligue0@gmail.com. And we'll get to those and answer them as best we can on Wednesday for you. But obviously, if you're bored and you want to buy something, go onto the website, formularacingligue.co.uk. Go and check out the merch. There's loads of stuff in there. Hoodies, T-shirts, jumpers, coffee delivery devices, which I don't have mine one today because, well, obviously, I'm not drinking coffee today. Cheers. Oh, yes. I better not drink too much of that because I'll be seeing double, won't I? Oh. Special guests just come in. Great. Yeah, I can do tomorrow. WEC? Yeah, okay, fine. Porsche, no problem. Okay. Obviously that was the wife just coming to laugh at me, but there you go. Well, Dow and Chris look like they're taking over the live chat now, which is to be expected. As you know, those boys like to talk. So, 1 minute 30 left to go before we get the formation lap underway at Suzuka. I'd love to know what's going through everybody's mind right now. I mean, how nervous are they? I think we all get nervous when we're going to start a race, but especially when the race actually means something. You know, I'm sure the boys last night and in tacos and all the other championships that could still win those championships were nervous before those races. What's going to be going through their minds right now? And I'm not going to put a prediction out on who I think is going to win, because obviously I'm totally impartial. As long as it's a Lexus, I don't care. Can I ban people from the chat? How do I get rid of Timmy? He's just winding me up on purpose, isn't he, this evening? It's all good. It's all good. Right. Here we go then. The last 20 seconds of peace these boys are going to get for the next 60 minutes. Optimum track, 26 ambient, 33 degrees. It's almost like we've got a hot lap, which I'm sure we have. Right, I'm going to go and lock and load for the start of this. So, everyone in the live chat, what strategy would you run? Would you go a short stint? Would you fuel till the end and then pick when you pit? Would you go halfway? What would you do? That's what I want to know. Please let me know in the chat. And also, the first 20-30 seconds of this race doesn't count for my comms, because obviously I need the system to have its brain freeze moment and sort itself out. So my timbers are shivering. Nice one. Come on, boys, this is it. Let's get it going. So they're not just driving really slowly. If you're just popping in, obviously they're on the formation lap currently and getting attacked by a wire there. That's not good. Oh, actually, if you guys don't normally watch on my channel, Comms by COOPS, I am always actually. I had to replace Timmy because he buggered off, and I am always actually. I've got my new friend with me, and here he is. You'll know him if you watch. It's Mike, and he does sometimes get in the way, but generally he's quite happy to sit there and just listen. He's a good friend. He's a good listener. Here we go. So some of our race experts are giving me their views on this. Keep the fuel load light, said Chris. Keno saying strategy is not his forte. Okay. Depends on the tyre, says traction. Ryan Racing says long stint. So again, it just goes to show, doesn't it? Everyone is different. Everyone has a different outlook on this, and that's one of the things that makes it so unpredictable. No one knows what is going to happen, who's going to do what. What we need, boys, we need a clean start to the race, please. And Timmy says go fast. That's what Keddy says, actually, Timmy. He always comes on and just says faster. But yes, go fast. That's helpful. Right, where are they? Coming through. Okay, hairpin by the look of it. A 60-minute race then. That's all that stands between one of these individuals being crowned the champion of the Formula Racing League. Not a, but the champion. And they get £35. Probably to spend on some FRL merchandise. That's what I'd spend it on anyway. So they're pretty much completed now, aren't they? So they're all starting to form up 2 by 2. It's time as they're coming up to Casio triangle there. So boys, it's time. Let's get busy. Let's get busy. Good luck, everybody. Clean race. Let's put on a good show. Are you lot ready? I am. Okay, so here we go. Coming on to the start finish straight. They're all nervous now. They're keeping an eye on their speed, and they wait. And they wait. They're going to be thinking, they're going to be looking in their mirrors, they're waiting for that green light to go. Who's going to get a good start? Lock and Load and Michael on the front row, and they're off. Away we go, and that was a fantastic start there. So the top two coming down towards first curve, they all look pretty okay at the moment. And we've got Alexis in first place. Right, let's start doing my job, shall we? So, Lock and Load and Michael are still together out the front. Crazies is in third. We've just had Graham's just been. Is that Graham? Yeah, Graham's just been turned around, unfortunately. Maybe Essa made contact because Essa's currently up to fourth place. That's unfortunate for Graham. He's not going to be too happy with that, I don't think. And then we're still looking at it's Crazies there. So the top four broken away. Graham's obviously moved down the pack. Krishna, he's up into probably fifth because this thing hasn't done its. Yeah, there we go. Right, let's just let it do its thing. Let's just wait. Come on, system, do your job. Right, let's get back on board. So, Michael's still currently leading at the moment. He's got JR Lock and Load all over the back of him. So let's have an early doors look at these guys, shall we? Let's have a look at it from Lock and Load's point of view. And we can see everybody having some fun behind as we go through 200R. Let's just listen to how the car's behaving. Into Spoon. Okay, that's all good. We've got, as that Crazy's gone really wide there behind him. Let's check that one out. What's happened to Crazy's? Yeah, he drops off there, and he's then just lost a place. Esther's jumped in front of him. That was a really opportunistic move there. I think maybe tyres, maybe fuel, maybe just took his eye off that braking point because of pressure. But Crazy's has dropped out of the top three. Esther in that blue Lexus is thinking this isn't going to be a red day, and obviously behind him at the moment we've got Krishna. Is he going to put a move on? He's getting pretty close, and they all jump over those curbs nicely. Look how close Krishna's getting to the back of him there. Okay, as they come through final curve onto the start-finish straight. So, as we are, Michael's still out front. 6/10, he's built a lead over there. Esther's in third place. We're on board at the moment watching Crazies. Krishna's just behind him, so we've got 2/10 there, and then we've got a second gap back to Drifter, and then you've got DeWill. Let's have a look at Drifter. There you go, he's in 6th place. DeWill's currently 7th, 8/10 behind, and then we've got Game with Dad and Cheese Monkey. Those two are looking pretty close together. It's almost like they're all in the same car. They're quite even, aren't they? Will Friedman's currently in 10th spot, and then we've got I Am Slow, half second behind him. James is currently in 12th. He needs 2 more to get into that top 10, which is what he was hoping for at the start of the race. Then we've got Dark Horror, who didn't set a qualifying time, remember. He's currently 13th. Gio's in 14th. Gio, well, let's get on board with that. There's a move. There's a nice little battle going on there. And that is done. So, Gio fighting with Graham. Obviously, Graham is trying to make up. He was at front couple of rows and obviously got turned around, remember, into the first or second corner. So, he's got a long way to go. He could play about with his pit strategy. That might help him out. Right, Look and Load. They're all the same at the moment. Crazies is 3/10 behind SSO. He's trying to keep the pressure on him. Drifter, DeWill, Game with Dad, no change there. And we were looking at Graham and Gio, and then at the back we've got Chica is currently in 16th, and Dinder Mufflin is another 3/4 of a second behind. So let's have a look at these guys. So Crazies is in the middle of that. That looks like pretty much the closest battle at the moment. So we'll go on board with Crazies, who's currently in 4th place. So we can keep an eye in front and behind. So Essa looks like he's gapped him there. Obviously they were much closer on the last lap. And Krishna, he really likes to get close, doesn't he, through the first part of the Casio Triangle there as they come through final curve onto the start-finish straight. They all look pretty comfortable. Don't be fooled though, guys. Don't think that, well, you know, I mean, they all look like they're doing alright. Let's not be fooled here. These guys are absolutely tanking it. Any mistake from any one of these individuals is going to cost you big time because, you know, again, the top 6, there's not a lot in it there. Look, you've got those 5, they're all in the picture. Any mistake by anyone through there, and that's going to be a lot of trouble. Michael's still doing a sterling job up front there. Well, let's go on. There's Drifter, okay. DeWill and Gamer Dad. Those two having a good battle. Cheese Monkey 6/10 down. Then we've got Will, who's a further second behind. I Am Slow's half a second behind him. And then Graham. Is he going to be the story of the race? Is it going to be a last to first type scenario for Graham? Who knows? It would be more than an epic drive if that was to happen, to be fair. I Am Slow's doing a great job with his controller. Just being in that race is it's amazing, to be honest, how he can do that with the controller. So Graham's in 12th. He's 3.2 seconds behind I Am Slow. So we'll keep an eye on that in Graham's pursuit of getting back up there. Let's go on with Cheese Monkey. He is 1.5 tenths off Gamer Dad at the moment, and Will's not too far behind him. So let's see if this can develop. Traction says, I think Lock and Load wanted to start first. Yeah, he did seem keen. He did want to get going. Maybe it's all just psychological though, mate. Okay, so everybody, again, the gaps are not big, the gaps are small, but the gaps are consistent as well. Michael's eked out another couple of tenths there on Lock and Load, so that's now 8 tenths. Esther's doing well to hold on to the back of them. And Krishna, let's go on board with Krishna. He's obviously been putting a lot of pressure on Crazies for the last 2 laps. I was going to say few laps. It feels like they've been going for longer, but no. See what he can do. Let's stay on board for a lap as we go into the first curve. A little bit of a slide there from Crazies. And we know he's under pressure. So Crazies at the moment is in that really difficult position. Not one that he's not used to being in though. So I'm sure he's handling that perfectly well, but he's in that sandwich at the moment. He's trying to took a little bit too much curb there. You can see that car's unsettled, but Krishna's running wide there as well. But anyway, so Crazies is in that position at the moment where he obviously is trying to put pressure on us out. He wants to get back on that podium so he can start trying to catch the guys in front, but he's got Krishna all over the back of him, so he can't completely throw caution to the wind because Krishna's watching and waiting, and he's looking for any opportunity to capitalise on a mistake. So it's a real balancing act as they come into hairpin. Some good racing though. It's been nice and clean so far. You can see on the mini-map on the left there, there's a little gap developing. Let's see how these guys get on through Spoon. So Esser's had and where's Lock and Load gone? He's obviously ducked it in the pits. He's obviously gone and done his pit stop, has he? No. Lock and Load is left the server. Must have disconnected. Okay, that is a shame. So Michael, well, we'll find out what happened there. I hope that isn't, well, that is a real shame because their race was obviously shaping up quite nicely. So Michael's now got a 2.7 second lead back to Essa, who, as you can see, is under a lot of pressure from Crazies and Dinda Mufflin. Listen to me, Krishna. Oh, there's a touch there, definite touch there, as these two go door to door, coming down the start-finish straight. I don't know how much that touch put Crazy off. You can see he's flashing away there. You can see the yellow circle flashing away. So obviously wasn't too happy with that. Now Krishna might have felt that he was holding him up, but you know, we'll see. I mean, there's hard racing and then there's hard racing, so we'll have to see how that develops. Yeah, Evan, it looks like JR's unfortunately been disconnected. That is a real shame. So let's see where the other fights are at the moment. So Crazies is obviously just over a tenth behind Krishna. We're watching that at the moment. Drifter's then another 7 tenths down. DeWill is actually, well, Drifter's catching up as well. So these boys, they're all holding each other up. They're allowing everyone else to concertina behind, which is great for us because it means we're going to get some really close racing. Further down the field, Gamer Dad is elevated to 7th place, but he's 3.2 seconds behind DeWill in 6th. So there is a big gap there that Gamer Dad's got to try and close down whilst these four are all out scrapping. It's not impossible. These guys are all going to be slowing each other up. I very much doubt they're working together at this stage of the race, as Drifter closes right up onto the back of Crazies there. I was going to say Cheese Monkey's only he's under 4/10 behind Gamer Dad, and then Will's just behind them as well. So there are some good battles developing here. I'm going to go on board with Drifter because that's now down to 3/10, and he's got an okay gap behind him. It's not even 7/10, but I mean it looks half decent gap, doesn't it? Nice power delivery. Let's see how he is on the brakes into Casio. Nice. Took that curb nicely there. So I don't know if... because Krishna seemed to really sort of close up on Crazies. I don't just mean during braking and, okay, the concertina effect, but he seemed to be quicker through that little segment of the lap. And just watching Crazy's back end there, he's moving about quite a lot. Great racing though. Again, these boys, they're not going to be able to stop concentrating until the end of this race. Well, I think the pit stop will be an opportunity for them to get a quick breather. But just look how close they are, and you've got Crazies in front in fourth, then Krishna you can see, and just going through the second part of Dunlop there, down towards Degnum 1, you've got Essa. So again, they're all very, very close. I'm going to move away from these guys. If a move happens, it happens. Obviously want to make sure that everybody gets some good time this evening, and this looks like a battle we want to get on board with, don't we? So Cheese Monkey is 3/10 ahead in 8th place. Then we've got Will in 9th, who we're on board with at the moment, and then just behind, well, I say just behind, I'd say, oh, I Am Slow. Has he got out of the way for Graham then? Because I Am Slow was close. Graham's just made a move on I Am Slow, so he's got himself back up into the top 10. Well, that is well done to him. We are going to obviously get a move at a moment. I'm going to go on board with Cheese Monkey because there's more action going on in his car. So he's got front and back action. And why not? Oh, there's going to be a touch there. That was really close. I think Will really had to get out of that one. I'm not sure what happened with Cheese Monkey there, but he continues his pursuit. You can see the two further down the field behind. So we've had 12 minutes so far of this race. Nice, just swing it in there. Be confident on the brakes. Down to first, get her turned in, take as much of that curve as you can. And the second one, then we've got to squeeze the power on. Really important, again, we get good power delivery out of there because we've got the straight in front. And they're all seemingly doing that very, very nicely at the moment, as we should expect. Krishna, okay, challenge for second place. On board we go. So Krishna's having a very good drive this evening. He is driving aggressively, but why not? It's the race of champions. You know, we're not here to let people by, are we? So he's closed up onto the back of Essa. Now Essa had a really good start to this race. His pace, I wouldn't say his pace has slowed up massively, but if you look, Michael's now 4.1 ahead. When we had that issue with JR coming out of the server, Michael was then, what, 2.8? So Michael is eking out 2/3 each lap, which is what he needs to be doing. Essa's got his mirrors all kinds of full of Krishna at the moment, and then don't forget, Crazies is only 0.6 seconds behind. He wants revenge, he wants that spot back because Krishna and Crazies did have a love tap, and that did allow Krishna then to get a better run down the start finish straight. So again, lots of things to keep looking at. Drifter's in 5th, he's doing really well. DeWill's still in 6th place. Gamer Dad's still in 7th. That gap has grown now to 4.1. That was 3.2, I believe, a couple of laps ago. Cheese Monkey is 3/4 of a second behind him. And then Will's nice and close. We've had another dropout. We've only got 15 in at the moment. Anyone in the live chat, please let me know what's going on, boys. Let me know what's going on. We shall see. So Krishna's still 4.5 Then we've got 7/10, so he's increased that gap back to Crazies by a 10th, which gives him a bit of breathing space. Here we go, Cheese Monkey, look at this, guys. How close do you want it, eh? Oh, he's gone for a dive up the inside. He has. Has he outbraked himself? No, he's managed to get her stopped. So Graham with an aggressive move there into Casio Triangle. Again, I wouldn't expect anything else. Graham is absolutely rapid, we know that. And I'm sure he's driving with a certain level of motivation right now, given what happened at the start of this race. So Graham's up to 9th, Cheese Monkey now is demoted down to 10th, and then I Am Slow is behind him as they go into first curve. Graham's went a little bit wide there. He looks like he's in a groove, which is good. We like that. Let's have a quick look at the live chat. Let's have a look where we are there. So Krishna's 2 tenths down. I do want to move further to the back of the grid, to be honest with you, at some point. Gio looks like he wants to put a challenge on Dinder Mufflin. Let's have a look at Gio. Running wide there. So these guys are running at the back. It doesn't matter where you're running, guys. You are in the race of champions. That's what counts. You are all champions in your own right. And just do the best you can this evening, I think. As these two are battling out, you can see Chica's just lurking in the background there. And then Michael races. Right, he's going to be the next one. So we're going to end up with some lappage soon. Jamie Rees is saying, let's go SR. So there's a supporter on there. Hey, Jamie. I don't know, actually, Cascanoma. Let me have a quick look, mate. Yeah, so Dark Horror, yeah. Real shame is as, wow, Gio gets pretty close to the back of Dinder Mufflin there on the hairpin. So these two are having a really nice battle going through 200R. And Krishna is still right on the bumper of Crazies. And we will obviously keep an eye on that. Graham's managed to get himself up to 7th now. He's gone up to 7th, so Gamer Dad's had an issue there. So Gamer Dad has had an issue there. Maybe he's had an off. James Williams, he wanted a top 10. He's currently in 10th, so he's got to be happy with that. Krishna wants to make that move. Oh, Crazy's got back in front, that's why, okay. So Crazy's, he did exact his revenge. We missed that because we were too busy looking at Alexis. But there you go, shoot the commentator. Yeah, so Crazies has got himself back up onto the podium. I'm sure he'll be very happy about that. Krishna, that's not going to please him too much. He's got Drifter all over the back of him at the moment. So now Krishna is in a position where he's the one in the sandwich and he's got to start thinking about more than one scenario here. Essa's doing well though. I mean, he's still holding second place. Michael hasn't gapped too much. It's 4.4 seconds in the lead. And that was 4.1 a short while ago, so that gap hasn't grown massively. Might be a move into there, but I just wanted to check. So Gamer Dad, yeah, if he has had an issue there, he's gone into the pits. Let's go into hairpin, no move there. You can see ducks out to take a slightly wider entry, trying to get a cutback coming out of there, get the power down and get a good run down to I30R. So Gamer Dad in the pits, IR Graham in the pits, Will Friedman in the pits. They are electing to get their stops done. Probably wise. Let's go on board with Drifter, who's having a pretty good race at the moment. So Drifter has Krishna in front. You saw Krishna just ran up pretty wide there through Spoon. Four tenths the gap. Again, you can see Krishna is closing up to Crazies. You can see that. Well, he's okay behind. That's not a problem. You don't need to worry about that. And these three, oh my word, this is getting pretty tasty. Just 4 tenths separates those. I Am Slow is only 8 tenths behind Cheese Monkey now, which is good. So Gamer Dad's out of the pits. Iron Graham is out of the pits, and Will is out of the pits. So these boys, they've gone early. I think they want to get out of all this dirty air. Let's have a look at that. So Crazy's all over the back of SR. This is for second place, and Crazy's knows he needs to get past SR. SR's obviously not driving slowly. He's an extremely quick driver, but I think there might be a feeling that he might be holding Crazy's up a little bit. We'll never know unless he gets past him, but all the while this is allowing Michael just to keep eking out a 10th here, 10th there, which shows the pace. Everyone is similarly paced at the moment. Crazy's nicely through there into Degner 2. Is he going to be able to make a move into the hairpin? He goes really wide there. We know the track limits are pretty lenient. Had to back out of that one. Doesn't want any contact. Don't want to be ruining anyone's race or having your race ruined. As you can see, these boys are all coming together nicely. So I am going to deduce that Essa is holding people up at the moment. That's what I think is going on. Let me know in the live chat if you guys agree. ERT Milden says, I should have dressed up for the... I know, I'm sorry. Okay, let's get back on what we're concentrating on. So Michael's still out top. It's now 5.7 ahead. Gamer Dad is in between these guys, having already done his pit stop. So we have a train. We definitely have a Lexus train going on here, peeps. And Essa is the cork, I feel. Look at it. Let's go somewhere else. Let's do a quick look further down the grid. So we've got 8 temps still. I am slow to Cheese Monkey. He's running 8th. James is up to 9th now. Well done, James. He's 7 seconds further down the road. Chica's 10th. Dinder Muffin is 11th. He's only half a second behind. And then Gio's only half a second. So I think we've got a nice little threesome going on back there with Gio. I'm sure he'll like that. Let's have a look. No, it's not that close, is it? Yeah, we've got to stay in this fight, I think. Well, there's no think, really. We have to stay in this fight. So, Michael is comfortable, I would say. Essa is definitely not comfortable. Look at him. In fact, you know what? This will be quite cool. Let's go and have a look at what it looks like from the back of his car. Because look that's nice in front, isn't it? It's beautiful in front. And then if we look behind us, it's squeaky bum time, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at that. Crazies are all over the back of him. He's got to go defensive. He does go defensive. You can hear those tyres squealing. There's a move going to happen there. Crazies, he's got to try and come up there. But that trusty Lexus, she gets the power down. And all the while, you've got to remember that Crazies was also probably defending there from his mate Krishna, who we know have been loving each other all race long, those two. As they go through Spoon. I was saying the other night, actually, guys, I mean, I'm sure you will agree with me. When you're watching... Oh, that's a lovely view, isn't it? We'll change that. I'll get my point out now. When you're watching racing like this and it's that close and it's that good, there's no difference to watching something on the TV. There's just not. You know. Oh, there we go. Oh my word. So Essa took a... And Krishna went bouncing over those curves as well, didn't he? So these boys are starting to get a little bit desperate, I think. They want that pass. I think they all know they are being held up slightly, and this is all working beautifully into the hands of Michael. Oh, is he going to try and slip it up the inside? I think there was a contact there. I think, and there's definitely contact there. Keep it clean, boys. Keep it clean. So we've definitely had contact. It looked like Crazies gave him a little nudge. Probably got... I think he was getting a bit frustrated. Bit of a touring car rub, that one, I think. You know, just to get... Come on, off you go. So Crazies has managed to put himself up into second place. Then Krishna and Drifter. Drifter obviously also touched Essa as he was coming back on. That was more of a side-on door knock. So that wasn't too bad. But, yeah, I'm sure Essa's not going to be best pleased, but... I didn't see too much wrong with that, if I'm totally honest with you. So, we have a change in the order there. Michael is out front, 6.2 seconds. I'm not saying nothing. He's doing really well. Great. Crazies, second place. You can see Crazies is now the cork in the bottle, and he's got an angry Krishna behind him as they've been changing places. TK Drifter, well, he definitely wants to get involved in this a bit more. The wheel's driving excellently, and then we've got Essa, who... Well, he's just gone off the track. I'm sure... I'll go off him, just so that we don't say it's commentator's curse. I'm sure he's going to be pretty annoyed at the moment. So, let's get back into what's happening here. Just a little bit further down whilst we watch this. Cheese Monkey's still 7th. That's doing really well. Williams, oh my word, he's gone off. Okay, we've got a really big challenge going on here. Side by side. Yeah, that was never going to stick. You're not going to get 2 through there, are you? And he's got to keep an eye on behind now. So, Crazy's Krishna and Drifter and DeWill are having an absolutely amazing battle at the moment. We haven't been able to split these boys, as you would expect. They're all champions, they're all super quick guys, they're all aliens, and they're all doing the job. I need to make sure we're keeping abreast of everything else. So James is now up, but someone's coming out of the pit lane there, and Alexis, don't know who that is, so probably I am slow actually. Oh wow, look at that. Crazies has got all out of shape. We've seen him on quite a few laps actually going into first curve. That back end has wanted to step on him a little bit. He's under intense pressure, and Krishna's managed to get through. So those two keep swapping the place. I don't think any of them really wants it. Maybe Drifter will be able to take that from them, because he's certainly keeping a watching brief at the moment, ready to pick up any pieces if these two come together. And we don't want people to come together obviously, but you'd have to say it is a possibility. So Cheese Monkey 6th, James is up to 7th, DeWill's in the pits, Chica's 9th, Dinder Mufflin is in 10th place. I Am Slow's 11th, has pitted, currently the top guy out of the people that have completed the mandatory stop. IR Graham's pitted, Game with Dad's pitted in 13th, GA 14th's pitted, and so's Will Friedman, who finds himself in the middle of this battle. So Chica's just dropped in the pits as well. So we're coming up to, well, we're 25 minutes just gone into the race, so we're probably going to see a flurry of pit lane activity soon. The person at the moment is probably, and who would have thought, is having a really boring race. I would suggest a really boring race at the moment. It's Michael out up top, but I'm sure he's working hard and he's concentrating like never before. Let's see if Essa was holding everyone up. So the gap back to Krishna is 6.8. We need to keep an eye on that. Crazy's is 7/10 behind, and then Drifter, wow, Drifter missed his braking point then, and he was lucky he didn't take Crazy's out. Thankfully he didn't, so he rejoins. Crazy's dumps it in the pits, and Drifter decides, nah, my tyres were shot, I didn't make my braking point then, I'm going to dump it in the pits as well. So these two are going to have a little pit lane race. I'm sure they'll both do manual stops. Obviously you can gain a lot of time on manual stops over automatic ones, so we'll see how they get on. That allows Krishna some breathing space, although Michael's just opened up another 5/10 on him at the front. So let's see, Cheese Monkey finds himself on the podium. I bet he wishes the race could finish right now, but it won't, my friend. Essa is in the pits as well. I think he needs to just relax a little bit and get back on it when he's out there. Obviously he had that contact with Crazy, so he's probably not that happy. Dinder's in 8th, so the top 8 have not pitted as yet. Everyone else has. DeWill, I Am Slow, Graham, Game with Dad, Chica, Freeman and Geo have all pitted. So whilst this is going on, let me have a look on the live chat. Let's see what everyone is saying. Yeah, so Caskanova's talking about the stress that S is under with those boys all over him, and well, yeah, big respect to him for that. Yeah, JR's in the live chat now, so, well, mate, at least you're in there, okay? At least you can watch the rest of this, you know, and it is a shame that happened, because that was shaping up, I think, to be quite a nice fight between you two. Yeah, I agree. So, well, there we go. Right, so let's keep an eye. So, we've got quite a few now have completed the pit stops. Crazies is the first chap up the road who has completed his pit stop. So, we need to now keep an eye on Krishna and Michael as to when they decide to make their stop. So, Michael's not, Krishna is. So, this is where it gets fun, guys. We need to now keep an eye on him and see how it comes out. So, Crazies is down at hairpin at the moment. So, let's have a look. I did time the pit stops the other day, but I need to keep my eyes on the screen, I think, at the moment. See how long it takes to go through there. So Crazies is now coming up towards Spoon by the look of it. Indeed he is, but he's got someone in front of him. Is that Dinder? It is. So Dinder Mufflin might be holding him up. This could be just what Krishna needs to get out ahead of Crazies. Ooh, what's going to happen? He's still in the pits at the moment. Michael's still doing what he needs to do. Here comes Crazies. Going around the fast one. Okay, Krishna's got to start moving in a moment, surely. So he looks like he may have taken fuel, because that's been a while, and off he goes. So, Krishna, he starts to leave as Crazies comes through last curve onto the start-finish straight. How close do you want it, boys? These two have been absolutely bumper to bumper for the entire race, and I think it's going to happen again. Let's keep an eye on the right-hand side. And he comes out, so Crazies comes out. Krishna manages to keep that place and stay in front of Crazies, but obviously I don't know what he's done. Obviously he's changed tyres, so they're going to need a lap or so to get up to temp, get in that window properly. So this is an opportunity for Crazies. Obviously he's already got a lap or two in there to start pushing, see if he can make Krishna make a mistake, which I think we are going to get treated to that. I can see something maybe going on down at the hairpin, because Crazies does seem to have more grip through that section. Into Degner 1. Ooh, she's not stable. She is not stable, and she's gone wide there. This is Crazy's chance. If he can get past here, he knows this is his chance to maybe pull a little gap as well. So Krishna goes wide, cuts back in, so he's gone a little bit defensive. You saw an extra flash of brakes there. Crazy's is trying his mind to get past him. Nothing doing there at the moment. So again, this is really frustrating for Crazies, because he knows he's got a short window there to try and get that move done before they all end up plateauing in terms of grip and pace again. And each corner they go through, Krishna's secretly got to be thanking his stars. Good drive out of there though. Right, we'll keep an eye on them. So Cheese Monkey's in the pits as well, as is James. Crazies looks like... Let's go on board from this way. This will be fun for him, won't it? Are we going to get a move? Are we going to get a dive? I don't think he's close enough to be able to try and stick one up the inside, but he's certainly putting that pressure on, isn't he? As they go through last curve. And these two start their battle again. I tell you what, they are going to be sick of the sight of each other by the end of this race. We are 32 minutes in currently, and those two have been best buddies since the beginning. So just shows in terms of pace and consistency what an amazing job they're doing. So Cheese Monkey's in the pits, as is our very own James Williams, so that will sort the order back out. Excuse me. DeWill looks like he's either jumped Drifter in the pits, or that was a move on track, but there's a 2.6 second gap between those two at the moment, so I would suggest that's probably more a pit stop scenario. So well done DeWill, that's going to put you essentially up into 4th place. So Drifter's essentially 5th. Then you've got I Am Slow. Remember, he was the first guy out of the chaps that had pitted, so he's in 8th, so that's working well for him at the moment. Will that continue to work until the end of the race, or is his tyres going to go? Obviously we have no idea what the strat is, so we will have to wait and see. Michael, our race leader, comes into the pits to get his stop done. He should end up with a pretty comfortable lead. Still only half a second between Krishna and Crazies. We'll pick them back up in a minute. IR Graham has managed to get himself back up to 8th. Remember, he qualified well. Him and Michael and Crazies were all at the top sharp end at the end of qualifying. And then Graham and who was it? Can't remember actually off the top of my head. I think it was Graham and Drifter maybe had a little love tap, and Graham ended up at the back of the grid. No, it was Graham and Will Freeman, wasn't it? Because Will's down there as well. SL was running second for a really, really long time in this race. Was doing extremely well. Probably holding people up. That would be my view. Of watching that for a number of laps. Him and Crazies, I think, got a little bit frustrated, had a little bit of a love tap, and Essa left the track, lost a few positions, decided to come in and do his pit stop. Gamer Dad's plugging away, he's worked himself into the top 10, so well done you. Chica has probably had a frustrating night. I don't think things have sat well for him even through qualifying, to be fair, so he's in 11th place. Will's in 12th at the moment. Gio, bless him, he's doing really, really well. You know, late entry to this party, if you like, with winning his championship, and he's putting up a great effort, a really, really great effort at the moment. He's only half a second behind Will, so those two can have a great battle. James is now in 14th with Dinder Mufflin in 15th. So that brings you up to date with where we are. And who is that who's gone for a little walk? Is that Essa? No, it's not. Well, we'll find out in a minute. So Michael's completed his pit stop. So we've now got a sprint to the finish. We've got 25 minutes left of this race. Michael is still your leader. So pole position, remember. Him and JR Lock and Load had a great battle on that first lap. And if you are wondering where is JR Lock and Load, it looks like he got disconnected. Him and Michael were having a really nice battle. There was only probably 6-7 tenths between them. So I was looking forward to how that was going to develop. And then JR obviously got bombed out the server, unfortunately. And the Dark Horror also would appear to have been disconnected, which is a real shame. But hey, these things happen, don't they? As unfortunate as they are. So Michael's up top. Crazy's looks comfortable at the moment in second place. And then Krishna is a further 1.9 behind. I think Michael's had an issue there, because the timing screen, unless it's wrong, look at that. Look at that. He's only 2.6 seconds behind Michael. And when I started doing that rundown, so what, 35 seconds ago, he was 12 seconds ahead. So I think Michael's had an issue. So that's going to spice things up. So maybe Crazy's made some changes as well on his pit stop, which is feeling more comfortable in terms of the tyres. Who knows? Quick look in the live chat. So it's 2.7. So that was a 2.10, and he's going to have done a 2.1. Yeah, Michael's definitely had a big issue on that lap. 9 seconds. Must have had enough. Timmy Blunder, Abu Dhabi just saw. Oh, Timmy's having a chat about his jet set. Well, you might, yeah, but look, I'm the spy. Look at me. Lurchy, as far as ever to win this, I'd stick the money to the boss and back into the league. Oh, lovely, nice to see. Okay, good. All right, guys. Good. Well, I love it when you guys all entertain yourselves in the chat, which is fabulous. It means it makes my job easier. So Michael seems to have settled that gap down now at 2.7, which is good. And then Krishna's 2 seconds behind him. DeWilt is in 4th place. Drifter's 4 seconds further back. Who's that who's just gone off there? Is that Krishna? No. That was Crazy's. Wow. So Crazy's is pushing hard, and we know what that means. That means our mate Krishna, he's going to fancy another go, isn't he? End to hairpin. Are they going to touch again? Go on, keep it clean, boys. I'm sure he's going to try and squeeze him. Let's have a look at that, side by side. Look at them. They're going to touch. No touching at the moment. You see that lovely, wow, that lovely sort of pink helmet there of Crazy's. Sounded all kinds of wrong, and they're definitely going to touch there. Wow, Krishna. Okay, I don't think that was okay. So he's letting him go by, which was the right thing to do there. Yeah, I think he definitely just missed. Maybe he was looking at his pink. I'm not going to say that again. Maybe he was looking at the colour of his racewear. That's a better way to do it, isn't it? Right, so Krishna has ended up losing out a spot there to DeWill. Opportunistic move by DeWill. You can't knock him for it, though. It was open to him. So DeWill is now up to 3rd place. I did say at the start of this race, you know, in terms of people that are used to more interchangeable or more happy to change cars regularly, might do well here. Do well. And DeWill's doing well. Do you like that? DeWill, do well? No? Okay. I'll shut up. So Michael's back on the pace now, so he's out of top. Someone's got to say they love that. That's a great dad joke. DeWill's doing well. Lurchies has just picked up on what I said there. Yes, Lurchies, it was not meant. Not in the way you're thinking. Anyway, so back to what's going on. I'm glad you lot are entertaining each other, especially Timmy. You better have a drink, Timmy. So SI is currently looks like the closest battle on track at the moment, 9th place. He's looking to give IR Graham some trouble, so let's see how much trouble he can give him. Cheese Monkey's just in front there as well, sort of 5 seconds down the road in 7th. I Am Slow's up to 6th. Again, that long-term early pit stop looks like it's paid off. You know, you've got to think, yes, everyone's really quick and got good pace, but everyone was so bunched up together. I mean, watching that fight, there was like 6 of them all together for laps and laps. And that's just going to hold everyone up. So it looks like some people have deployed quite a smart strategy there and are reaping the rewards of that. Clear behind. Is he going to get close enough to Graham to make a move? Gamer Dad in 10th. Will Friedman's in 11th. Then you got Chica currently in 12th place. No change at the top. Crazy's is Crazy's second. So DeWill, Krishna's gonna be annoyed, isn't he? It's gonna be. I mean, but these things happen. These things happen in racing. I mean, you could say, well, it's his own making. I mean, he missed his braking point, went deep, and you know, tapped into Crazy, and then did the right thing by slowing up to give him the place back, which was good, as you would expect. But that left the door open for DeWill to do well. I am going to do that for the rest of this programme. I don't care. I want to do it. So, right, Drifters in 5th, I Am Slow 6th, Cheese Monkey 7th. Everyone's pretty well gapped at the moment, apart from Essa and IR Graham, so that's where we're watching. Gamer Dad 10th, Will Friedman is in 11th, Chica 12th. Gio, well done, buddy. James Williams, 3/10. Come on, guys. Right, let's get down here and see Gio and James do battle. And then Dinda is in 15th at the moment, but still going as he should. Under 20 minutes left. This is the closest battle we've got at the moment. Gio and Mr. Williams. And you can see the sun is going down. So I'm going to have a look at the track temperatures in a moment. Oh, Cascanova, like a man after my heart. He's put in the live chat. He's like, keep them coming, Coops. Coops. See, this is the art of what we do. Yeah. All these play on words, you gotta love it. Anyway, back to the race. I've been distracted there. Timmy's given out address information if anyone wants to go to Abu Dhabi, and he's also said free tickets to the Grand Prix for anyone, so just message him now. There you go, Timmy. I bet you're glad you joined in now, aren't you? Right, back to it. Michael still out front, 6.7 seconds from Crazies. That looks more than comfortable to me. Krishna's managed to get back in the fight. Okay, Krishna, do you know what? He's had a banging race, and let's be honest, he's been involved in everything tonight, good, bad and indifferent. He's just been right in the mix, so he wants that position back from DeWill. So DeWilly or won't he? I've got to stop doing that. It's terrible. I'm so sorry. No, not really. Right, as they go into first curve, I did write a note down this evening that said, keep it serious. So we'll try and do that. Obviously we are totally professional here on this side of the fence as these two continue their battle. What is the name of that court? One second, I just need to consult my oracle here. Anti-banked curve. I mean, what a name. I told you, they are delightful on this track. Drifter still in 5th. I Am Slow's having a great one. Let's have a look at I Am Slow. And him and Cheese Monkey look like they're about to have a little dance of their own, which is good news for us. Again, it allows us to showcase different drivers and their skills. Remember, we're on board of I Am Slow. He uses a controller, which is absolutely bonkers. And he's got Cheese Monkey pretty close behind, under a second, about 8/10 currently as we're coming up to hairpin. Let's see if he can mount a challenge. I didn't actually look at the temperatures yet, did I? Reedy. I love it. I love that, Reedy. Somebody put Coops out is on fire. I feel like I'm on fire. I mean, I normally look quite pink anyway, but today, you know, wearing this relevant attire, I'm absolutely roasting. But that's all good. And yes, I should lose some more weight, and then I wouldn't be so hot. Thanks for your support, everyone. DeWill, Krishna's got past him. He is absolutely at it today. No answer to that one. We were keeping our eye on I Am Slow there and Cheese Monkey, and then Krishna got his move done, so well done to him. He gets himself back up onto the podium. These boys are now starting to think we've got 15 minutes left of the race. Everyone's done their pit stop, so they're all good there. They're now starting to think, right, I need a £5 because I want to buy some coffee, or I need a £10 because I need to buy 2 lots of coffee, or I need 35 quid because I want to give COOPS a tip. That's what they're all thinking. So cheers, Michael. That's great. Good of you. And Crazies and Krishna can buy the coffees afterwards. So I am slow as eke that gap out a little bit more. It was just under 8 tenths. It is now just over 8 tenths. So that's your closest battle that we've got on track at the moment. Not to say that things aren't going to develop. S is still currently running in 8th place. Again, he will be... I don't know if he'll be disappointed or frustrated with what happened. Obviously, found himself in 2nd place with JR's disconnect and held that place for quite a long time, but obviously then got a little love tap and, well, we know what the story happened with that one. So, IR Graham's in 9th again. This race held a lot of promise for Graham, just not to be this evening. With that contact right at the very start, what we didn't really want to see happening, it wasn't like a massive shunt, but it was enough to get him turned around. Gamer Dad plugging away, as we said before, in with his lovely pinky purple wheels there. No surprise, in 10th. Will Friedman 11th, Chica in 12th, and then Gio has pulled a pretty good gap there on James. Gio 13th, James 14th, and Dinda Mufflin is currently in 15th place. So just under 14 minutes to go. Battle wise, it's I Am Slow and Cheese Monkey, so let's give these boys some airtime. Again, they deserve it, so we'll have a quick look at those guys. Yeah, just obviously I'm formulating a response to my teammate Timmy talking about my head exploding. Well, it is warm, mate. We'll see how you get on it in Abu Dhabi when you're in 48-degree temperature and you've got no aircon, because I am going to pay someone to break your aircon, and then we'll put a YouTube video on that. That'll be quite interesting. Anyway, back to the race. So up towards Degnan 1. So again, the gaps, they're all pretty standard at the moment. That's a beautiful shot, isn't it? The sun getting a bit low over there as we go through Degna 2. And you've got to love a little transition. Missed a gear there, by the look of that, into hairpin. Everything's looking pretty stable everywhere else, I've got to say. Some of the comments coming in now are beginning to say, you know, think Michael's got it in the bag, or Crazies is catching. So let's have another look at Crazies. Well, he's not right. Okay, it is 5 seconds, so that gap has definitely come down. Obviously, we always keep an eye on the deltas, just in case something mad happens. Gio, look at that. Gio's right on the back of Chica at the moment. So let's have a look at that one. Let's have a look at the steering inputs as well, shall we? What's the lead? 5.1, 5.2 seconds, ERT. As these two are having a nice little battle towards the end of the race. 11.5 minutes to go. It's 5:48 PM local time. So we are getting towards night. Oh, Gio got a big tank slapper there. And so there he is. Mr. Williams thinks, oh, can capitalise on this one as they come into hairpin. Can he capitalise though? Gio had managed to pull half a decent gap on him earlier on in his pursuit of Chica. And that just said someone's in the pits. What's going on there? Who's in the pits? Graham's got in the pits. Okay. So maybe Graham had another off, or just not working for him, but it looks, we'll keep an eye on it, but it looks like I think Graham's going to sit the rest of that one out, which is unfortunate. As I said, hasn't really gone for him. Crazies is still 5.3 behind Michael, so that gap is stable at the moment. So I think maybe Michael is potentially just holding on to his pace, really. And Gio's still having this fight, so we'll keep an eye on that. Let's get on board with it. So James has managed to eke ahead of Gio, okay, into Casio Triangle, hard on the brakes. And these two have been having a good battle, actually. You know, we can't deny that. Very different lines through there. I think James got a bit hot on the brakes potentially there, and that's given Gio a much better run out of there. Get a slip. Come on, Gio. Let's get a move done. James is like, no, leave me alone. Can I just say, guys, there's 24 of you still watching. Thanks. It's great. And 200 comments, all talking amongst yourselves. I love it. So, as they go into first curve, slightly different lines through there. James looks like he's got that pretty much underhand at the moment. As we have a look elsewhere, so Crazies, that gap is still the same, 5.2. We'll keep an eye on these two and their little battle that's going on there. Anything else close? So Crazy now 5.5. So that does look comfortable. The track has obviously temperatures come down. It's now 26 degrees from 33. So that's quite a big jump in terms of track temperature. Still optimum though. I'm sure these boys have got that under control nicely as James and Gio continue their duel. Dinder Mufflin is now 14th place, and yeah, it does look like Graham has decided to sit that one out. Hopefully he'll come into the chat and let us know what happened. That would always be good to find out, you know, what's happened during the race. So Michael still out in the league. Crazies second still. Krishna, he's managed to finally consolidate what looks like that third place. He's too far away from Crazies, but he's built a 2.5 second gap back to DeWill. So probably for the first time in the best part of 58 minutes, Krishna's got some breathing space, so he can now concentrate on his braking points and his apexes rather than the bits of metal that are around him. So DeWill's fourth. Drifter, great one from him. He's in fifth at the moment. I Am Slow, I think he was smart with his pit strategy. He's currently up to 6th place, so that's excellent from him. Cheese Monkey is in 7th. Those two are having a pretty good battle, and that gap's elongated out to almost 2 seconds now. Essa is still running in 8th place, another 12 seconds further down. He's had an unfortunate race, which he's probably not happy with, let's be honest. But hey, you're still in 8th place. You're still doing really well. Gamer Dad's managed to push that Alexis up a further place to 9th. Will's in 10th. Chica's in 11th, and Chica and Will. Look at this, right? Will's on a push then, is he? No, not Will. James. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one. So Chica is 3/10 ahead of James Williams, who looks like he's having a bit of fun at the end of this race. Maybe the tyre pressures that he put on are coming back to him more than other people, because he certainly seems a bit racy as he goes off the track. Oops, sorry James, into Degner 1, and Chica's thinking, oh, thank God for that. So I did that, and that was Chica talking, not me. Alright. Someone's doing a joke here. Hold on, I need to check out who's doing a joke in the live chat. 1 second. Yeah. Professional everywhere traction. You know me, buddy. Don't mess about. Right, Michael's out on top, 5.3 seconds, and that gap's not been changed, has it? We're under 7 minutes left of this Formula Racing League Race of Champions at Suzuka. Everyone's in the Lexus, so you know we've got equal machinery. There has been a couple of little bumps, nothing too major, but those bumps have. Well, they have had consequences, and we'll wait and see what happens after the race. I don't think anyone's going to complain too much. You know, these boys they've all had multiple long, hard seasons, and they know that things do happen during the course of a race. So, DeWill's doing really well. Story of the race, I think, has been Krishna at the moment. He's been battling with everyone, which has been awesome. Drifter's doing excellent in 5th. I Am Slow in 6th place. So the closest battle we still have is James versus Chica, and that's back down. So we need to stay with this one, don't we? So let's get on board. Then Gio's trying to catch up behind there, and obviously those two were having a battle a couple of laps ago. So let's give these two their shop window. for a manufacturer to knock on their door for next year? Will it be Lexus? Who knows? I was going to say something silly then, but I decided not to for once. Can you guys concentrate on the race, not on me? It's not clip-on. I promise. I don't even need glasses, I'll just do it to attempt to look a little bit more professional, but... Anyway, back to the racing while you boys chuckle amongst yourselves in the live chat. So, James, he wants that position from Chica, and these two enjoy racing against each other, no doubt. I can imagine what Chica's saying to Yvolton and Dell right now. But it is the closest one that we've got on track. We're watching some good driving, as I nearly caused James to go off the track again. Not intentional, James, not intentional. Let's have a look from Chica's point of view, so that we get a better view if there's a pass coming. So Chica, under pressure, throws her in. You got to be so committed through there. You got to be so brave through there. Just know the car's got to stick. James getting pretty close, and look who's just coming into the background there, ladies and gents. Geo87. He wants to join this party, and why wouldn't you? We've got 4 minutes. It's going down. Look at that. Look at the pace. Okay, a bit of rubber banding going on there. James is trying to get that move done. Chica holds firm. Nice and calm there. Gio's just creeping up on the back again a little bit as we come up through Snake. Excellent racing, boys. Excellent racing. Need to keep an eye on the times as well as we keep an eye on this one. No change at the top. Krishna's brought that gap down from 2.5 seconds to 2 behind Crazies. There may be a late attempt for second place there. DeWill still in 4th, Drifter 5th. I Am Slow is still in 6th. No real change in those gaps. Cheese Monkey still 7th, 4.5 seconds behind. Then Essa is in 8th, 11.2. Gamer Dad Knight still. Will Friedman 10th. And then we're watching this battle now. Chica, James, and... Wow, we're not going anywhere, are we? We've got... These boys are all together right at the end of this race. They've been battling away for an hour. We've got 3 minutes left, so they'll get a couple of laps in, and they are nose to tail. Remember, guys, this is at the back of the grid. Yeah, this is at the back of the grid. But they're all champions. They're all quick drivers. No one's given an inch still. Everybody wants. They just want to finish as high as they can, don't they? So fair play, and they're giving us some excellent entertainment at the moment. Let's see what James can do. A little bit of back end, tried to step a little bit there, but he looks like he's got a half decent run. Gio's dropped off a little bit. These boys are so close. Right, we're going to get a move into there. Oh, it's close, it's close, it's close. So he gets off the brakes. He just needs. I think he needs to just get a slightly different line, try and get the power on a little bit quicker. I know that sounds easy and obvious, but obviously it can be quite difficult when you're concentrating on so many other things. Oh dear, Krishna's got a drive through. Wow. Under 2 minutes left of the race, and Krishna has evidently track limits there. Oh mate, he's going to be gutted. He's been fighting so hard during this race, and he ends up with a drive through, so he's probably not going to end up on the podium, which is going to be a travesty. Now I know Chica, James, okay, well, we will stay on it for now. I do have to keep my eye obviously on what's going on with Michael. Where's he at the moment? Okay, he's fine. And we've got a yellow flag there as well, but that's just passed. So I think that was Gio that had a little spin. So we've got, so Williams and Chica are still absolutely at it. Michael's coming down there, coming towards. Okay, I think. Oh, this is so difficult. I want to give more time to everybody, but this is the race of champions. We've got to watch our champion of champions, don't we, on that final lap. And look at them. I mean, either he's taken it easy or he's had a slight off, because Crazies has closed that gap down a little bit. So Chica is still ahead of James. I think they're going to battle that one to the line, to be honest with you, as it looks like, yeah, Michael's just going on to the back stretch now. I think we're going to stay on with Michael, okay, because he's nearly finished. What a fantastic drive so far. Just get it right through here. Then we've got the run into Casio Triangle. What a absolutely fantastic drive. Michael Races he's improved as we've gone on over the last couple of months. Him and traction, and he's just gone off. You better get that back on, mate, quickly. But he looks like he's going to come across the line. Let's give him a round of applause. Well done, Michael Races, P1 Suzuka Formula Racing League Racer Champions. Well done, mate. That was an absolutely fantastic run. You should be over the moon. Crazies comes home in second place, just showing his quality as always. DeWill managed to come home in third. There's your podium. There's your cash prize winners, ladies and gents. Drifter with a great run there in fourth place. Well done to you, buddy. And I Am Slow. Look, he's going to cross the line in fifth with a controller. Can't underestimate that. Krishna ends up coming home in sixth. Unlucky Krishna. Obviously, you were running in third place and got that drive through at the end. Cheese Monkey, great effort from you in eighth. And then we've got Essa, who's in ninth at the moment. Gio's put it in the pits with Dinder Mufflin as well, and Graham. So Essa's going to come across the line in eighth. Gamer Dad, him and Will might get together at the end. So Essa finishes in eighth. Again, he'll have quite a disappointing race, really, from where he was. He won't be massively over the moon with that, but should be really happy with eighth in a race of champions. Gamer Dad coming across now is currently going to finish ninth. Great effort, Gamer Dad. Closely followed by Will Friedman in 10th, and then we've got Chica and James. Well, obviously these boys, let's see them end. Let's see them have their battle. If there's ever a time for a slight dive bomb, I think it is approaching. You know, the last couple of corners of the last race before the update. James runs FRL, so just throw it up the inside, mate. Who cares? Who cares? He's tried to make them, they're going to touch. Chica gives him space. Chica's got the power down early. Who's going to be able to hold that oversteer? Look how close they are. Chica's got to get across the line. Just squeeze him. And there we go. So those boys come across the line. Fantastic racing from those two, actually, in the last few laps. That was really entertaining. Chica finishes 11th. James finishes in 12th place. And then, obviously, Gio 13th. Dinder 14th. Graham ended up in 15th. Dark Horror and Lock and Load, obviously, got disconnected. So, what do you all think? What do we all think about that? What is the overall opinion? Well, everyone seems pretty happy in the live chat, which is always a good point. I think, and I do agree with all 500 of you watching, that yes, you probably should have a look at COMMS by COOPS as well in 2 days' time. And yeah, I know I look pretty good today. Thank you, everyone. So, Michael, congratulations. P1, Crazies P2, DeWill P3. There's your podium. Well done, you three. You get to brag for the next couple of days until the update happens that you're all the best in FRL. And Timmy will probably keep talking to me and saying how quicker he is than everybody else. But he hasn't even got a setup yet or a rig, so we'll see. I'd just like to say thank you all very much. It's 28 watching, 250 comments. You boys seem like you've had a great evening, okay? And we're really happy that we can provide that entertainment for you all. We had a good chat with James earlier on. All 17 of you in here, you're all champions in your own right. Congratulations. And obviously, we will see you all in whatever guise that is within the next week. Obviously, the admin team are going to be doing a lot of work with regards to this update, PS4, PS5, so we will have a lot of stuff figured out. Don't forget the FRL cast on Wednesday at 10 o'clock. But I think for now, I don't want to talk about anything else other than to say thanks everybody for watching. We're going to close this one out now. And Michael Races. Cheers, big man. Congratulations to you. I've got to say this because it is mine. COMMS by COOPS. Out.